Well, I'm still working on this lathe project a little bit at a time, and today I'm just going to see if I can weld this broken cast iron hinge piece back here. Alright, that's the good one on the left side, and then the one right there I already have removed. Let me show you. This is the piece. I've already got it clean and prepared. You can tell this piece is cast iron. See how porous and grainy it is. So another way you can tell if you're working with cast iron or steel, you can do a little bit of a spark test on it. If it's cast iron, it will be like a dark orange with no really flecks of white or silver at all, just pretty much dark orange. If it's steel, it will be a very bright orange spark with a bunch of specks of white and silver in there, almost like a firework. So I'm going to attempt to weld this cast iron piece with my 120 MIG today. That's not really the right tool for the job, but I wanted to give that a try. I've always been sort of curious about it. So what I'm going to do now is clamp it together, and then I'm going to really heat this thing up with a torch, like I'd say 500 degrees minimum. But I think if I heat the whole piece up and then try to attack a couple MIG welds, that will increase my chances of success. It's about 500 degrees right now. Alright, that's mid 500s, 540, 550, 570 it said. Alright, let's give this a try. I'm going to turn the torch off and give it one strong tack and see if it takes it. Okay, here we go. That actually looks pretty good. Let me do another one real quick before it cools down. Well, if you look at the side here, let me come around. Looks like I might have gotten some penetration. You see that? Let me get my gloves and take a closer look. I don't want to stress it too much until I get the other side tacked, but I think that first weld was a success. All right, let's repeat on the other side here. Come around over here. Excuse the voice, I'm getting over a flu here. I'm gonna clean up the bottom a little bit here, and then I'm also gonna clean up the top and just put one small tack on each side of the hole on the top and bottom, and then we'll call it done. All right, that's what the I guess this is actually the back side that goes against the lathe, so we're not going to see this part, but you can see how it looks like I got at least a little bit of penetration there. So let me just zap a little bit on either side of the hole. We'll do the other side. And if you're curious, I'm just using MAP gas here. Seems to be hot enough. I've read where they say it's important to heat up the entire piece and not just like where you're trying to weld. That will increase your chances of success if the whole thing is a uniform temperature. It's already up over 600 degrees again. All right, let's do this. Might have to drill out that hole just a tad. All right, that looks okay. Let's get this piece cooled down, and we'll inspect it a little bit more closely. Curious, this is just a 120 Hobart, Hobart Handler 135. I've had this for about 20 years, and it's been a great little MIG. And for this project, it was, of course, all the way up on full voltage. I had the wire feed speed about 40. I'm using mixed gas and just standard MIG wire. All right, here's the piece. I have elected not to grind down the welds because, and sometimes if you grind the welds down, that will weaken the overall weld. And I want all the structural integrity I can get in this. So I'm gonna get this mounted on the lathe now and test it out. We sort of lucked out in the sense that for whatever reason they engineered this with a little bit of gap in there, which gives us room for the weld, and it doesn't overly stress the weld when I'm tightening it down because it doesn't really make contact in there too much. All right, we'll slide this on and then slide this one on. Now we can bolt it on. Let me just close it and get it out of our way. All right, it's all done. The weld is holding. I've got no issues with that whatsoever. So mission accomplished. The only thing I had to do is that Once I got both hinges mounted back to the lathe, for whatever reason, the cover wasn't closing quite right. So I put a shim in this side and a shim on that side to just sort of change the geometry of the way the door closed. And now it closes perfectly. And you pro welders out there are probably saying, what's the big deal? I weld cast iron all the time. Not a problem. Well, for me, it's a big deal. I've never done this before. It really turned out good. And I think this will give me some confidence to try this again in the future. We'll get back to this lathe project as time permits. I don't know if you can tell, but I've already got it cleaned up quite a bit. And I'm still not done with the cleaning process, and then we'll put it back together. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.